the weather is definitely going to be windy, and that doesn't help with any red flag warnings or fire watches.
Yeah, something that we'll have to keep an eye on. Red flag warnings for much of our viewing area. We'll have more on that just a bit. A bit of a temperature roller coaster across our viewing area. While it's in the 30s in the Four Corners, including Farmington and Durango, it's in the 80s in Roswell and Carlsbad. Carlsbad, you had a record warm morning at 72 degrees. 58 Santa Fe, 62 in Albuquerque. That cold front kind of receding to the northeast for now, and that Pacific front moving in between Gallup and Grants. Temperatures dropping in the 40s and 50s. Dropping temperatures because of westerly winds as compared to southwesterly wind gusts. More than 48 miles per hour occasionally in Ruidoso, a 44 mile per hour gust there in Roswell. Patchy blowing dust in southern New Mexico. Again, more on that just a bit. Meanwhile, it is snowing in places like Purgatory, the last weekend of ski season, and it's looking like a winter wonderland and more snow ahead as current satellite and radar showcasing the rain and snow showers becoming more widespread. Even some lightning strikes in parts of the San Juan County region near Gallup and Grants as well. When thunder roars go indoors and some rain and snow in the Enchanted Circle, this linear cloud formation is that Pacific front that's starting to move into the land of enchantment. Here's a live look at Santa Fe. If you guys could be heading to El Santuario to Chimayo Walk, well, beautiful weather for that. For now, just a bit breezy, a 34 mile per hour gust. 58 in Santa Fe, a low humidity of 22%, up to 35 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts. We're already seeing that now with wind advisories for much of southern New Mexico and high wind warnings for far southeast New Mexico and the Guadalupe Mountains. Blowing dust advisories for southern New Mexico now. Dust storm warnings in Las Cruces with limited visibility and some of those strong wind gusts with limited visibility around 5 miles in not only Las Cruces but Alamogordo, and limited visibility in Carlsbad at 5 miles. But limited visibility in Durango because of rain and snow starting to fall at 2 mile visibility right now. Meanwhile, because it'll be dry, that critical fire threat is something that will once again have to watch out for with locally extreme fire weather conditions in southeast New Mexico with red flag warnings in effect for much of eastern and southern New Mexico. Now here's an update on the Bosque Farms fire with the air temperature 65 degrees. Those southwesterly winds unfortunately picking up at 24 miles per hour. Some of the embers from this fire may be moving to the northeast, so if you're heading to the Tome Hill Walk, just be mindful near Los Lunas that there could be some smoke nearby. Southwesterly winds then switching from the north later this evening. Just be careful out there. And throughout the day, this low pressure in the Four Corners will swing up through northern New Mexico with plenty of moisture and plenty of chances of not only rain but snow, up to several inches in the San Juan Mountains and in the Enchanted Circle, at least a half a foot in Red River and Angel Fire. Maybe a coating to a couple inches around Santa Fe proper, and likely not much of anything in Albuquerque. Winter storm warnings in effect for the northern mountain communities with, again, at least several inches up to a foot or more of snow, and winter weather advisories to our friends in the San Juan mountain communities as this batch of rain snow moves on closer and closer to the Four Corners into the northern mountains like we're seeing right now. Lightning strikes will move on in. This squall line will produce some thunderstorms potentially, and the East Canyon breeze will also combine to produce some snow in and around parts of the Albuquerque Metro, Santa Fe Metro, even down into the Gila National Forest. But that East Canyon breeze may be enough as the air descends down the San Dias to produce that rain and snow hole up to 35, 45 mile per hour wind gusts tomorrow morning in Albuquerque. Meanwhile, today, 68. Before we drop those temperatures, very mild, dry, and pretty breezy for this time of the year. Cooler to the northwest, still very warm to the southeast, and that cooler weather moves into the south and eastern parts of the United States and also into New Mexico as well. First and foremost, with below freezing temperatures and below 20-degree temperatures in Durango and Cortez, it's the beginning of the growing season, so with below 20-degree temperatures, freeze warnings are in effect. Please bring in your crops. Now, wet and wintry in the short term, milder and drier in the longer term after Easter. Calmer conditions, but rain, snow, and thunderstorms and wind. Places like Gallup, Grants, and Farmington to the south. Mostly dry in places like Alamogordo and Las Cruces, but there is that high fire threat with the blowing dust that we're already seeing blowing through Ruidoso, Carlsbad, and Roswell. Rain and snow will start later tomorrow for the most part in Clayton and a little bit sooner there in Mora. Breezy today. Red River, already some rain and snow nearby. Santa Fe. Do not be surprised if you see some rain and snow mixing in. Moriarty, Cedar Crest, from Rio Rancho to Belen in Albuquerque. Temperatures in the 60s, low 70s today. well below normal temperatures tomorrow with a chance of rain, maybe a little bit of wet snow, especially there in the St. Dias, accumulating wet snow. Easter Sunday we warm up and then very calm and nice and mild by next week.
We have winter weather, we have rain, we have snow, we have it all here in New Mexico for
As
Easter
I like to
weather.
say, all 4 seasons and within a few days.
That's right. Thank you very much.
Of course.